Before we get into the video, I just wanted to say something really quickly. If you can't do these three things I'm about to say, these incredibly simple things for a measly 31 days, right, which is quite literally 0.1% of your life, if your life happens to be 82 years long, which is the average life expectancy in the UK according to Google. But if you can't do these three things, or if you don't want to, if you don't think you can, then get on your bike and go, son. Go. I don't want your pathetic views on this video or on my channel. And quite frankly, you're not going to enjoy the video. You're not do anything that I actually can talk about. So what's the point? Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. And just go watch someone else. Okay. So now that we've got out of the way, let me minimize myself because it's not all about me. And get into the video. So yeah, we're in that time of year now, right, where everyone, including yourself, which is probably why you clicked on that video, on this video, sorry, is telling themselves that next year is going to be different, right? Next year, I'm finally going to insert here, um, start going to the gym, eating healthier food, eating less unhealthy food, that kind of stuff, right? But can you actually tell me how your New Year's resolutions from 2024 went? How did they go? My guess is that you can't tell me because they just didn't go. They didn't occur. Maybe you got a couple of weeks in and just stopped. 99% of the time, all I hear is that, New Year's resolutions. I don't even know what you're talking about, right? So let me guess, like the presentation says, very, very wise presentation, it's probably a distant memory, right? And the thing is, 99% of the time, statistics aren't true. No, seriously, 99% of the time, and that's not an official statistic, just before anyone fucking comments on the video, New Year's resolutions are created out of pure emotion and are wildly unspecific. So, like eating less unhealthy food or start going to the gym, like what do these things even mean? They don't mean anything. It's not something that you can measure. Like by the end of the year, oh, did I eat less unhealthy food? Oh, but I had that takeaway. I had Domino's about 472 times in 365 days. But compared that to like, no, you can't really measure that, right? It's not really, it's not specifically like measurable in that sense of the word, which makes it almost impossible to achieve. Like you can't achieve something like that. Um, and like I guess if you could walk through the doors of a Pure Gym, stand in the lobby, eat a protein bar, and then walk back out, would that mean that your goals of eating healthier and start going to the gym, would that mean that your goals had been achieved? No, right? But that was just to reiterate my point. Anyway, a bit of a tangent. But the idea of being a new you from the 1st of January is so enticing, and it's a trap that I've fallen into myself many, many years of my life, right? But in reality, it's just an attempt to redeem your mistakes from the year that had just gone by. So the year that just went by, you probably didn't start going to the gym. You probably didn't start eating healthier food. And that's why you're setting these goals for the new year, right? But when the clock strikes midnight, nothing actually changes. You're not a different person. Nothing has magically morphed within yourself that's just going to help you change the entire year of wrongdoing or the entire year of neglecting your resolutions just because it's now a new year, right? Still have the same problems, still have the same temptations, still have the same temptations, which for me is Oreos, but it's, it's still you, right? Like I said, nothing's actually changed. And the thing is, you don't actually need an annual event in order to initiate genuine change. Such a wise presentation, honestly. Whoever put this together is a fucking genius. But we're going to use the annual event of New Year's Eve anyway because it's coming up so soon, and that's why I felt compelled to make a video about this kind of thing because I've been there myself. I've been in these struggles. So yeah, let's use it to our advantage. While everyone is busy drowning their January blues in booze, unintentional bars right there, giving up on their resolutions before they ever even really started, what we're going to do is we're going to use the 31 days of January, 0.1% of your life, to do the actual absolute opposite of everyone else and prove to ourselves and to everyone else as well that this year really can and will be different. And in order to do that, all you need to do is follow three mind-numbingly simple steps for the entire month of January. Don't forget how many how many 0.1% of your life. Oh, I've got the pilot headphones on, so I couldn't hear anything, but 0.1% of your life, right? And like 31 days, right? Not 31 years, not 301 days, 31 days, which is it. Like that's genuinely it. It's really not much at all. And now that I've drilled in that number into your head, let's get into the actual three non-negotiables for January. Like I said, they're mind-numbingly simple. Number one, you're going to lift weights at least 3 times a week. The reason I don't say running 3 times a week or whatever, any of that cardio is still important, right? But you need to be doing resistance training, you need to be pushing yourself and your muscles 3 times a week minimum. And now, if you've been gymming, if you have some experience in the gym and you've been there for like, you're a somewhat experienced lifter, then you can do 4 or 5 if you want to. I personally like to do 5 days of gym a week when I can, in order to keep the demons at bay. But 3 is the bare minimum. And as a beginner, 3 is probably sustainable for you, in that sense, because 3 is just it's like less than half of the week, right? That's quick maths for you. So it's very doable. But you're going to go into the gym and you're going to lift weights 3 times a week. Number two, absolutely no alcohol or substances. Dry Jan. We're doing dry Jan, boys. It's happening. All right. Maybe you don't think you have an alcohol problem or whatever. One of my friends said that when I offered him to do dry January with me. Maybe you don't think you have an alcohol problem. Maybe you think you can get away with just having a couple of drinks every other weekend. No, shut up. It's dry January for a reason, right? We're still going to be drinking water, of course. It's not completely dry. But no to alcohol and substances. Smoking, I want to say no to that as well. I know that a lot of you aren't going to cut out your little vapes, and I've only recently, cut that out myself as well. So, yeah, smoking, ideally not. But if it keeps you on the straight and narrow in terms of alcohol and also going to the gym, then fine, do it. But ideally, no alcohol, no substances. Caffeine is allowed as long as you're not completely dependent on it, right? As long as you don't literally drink caffeine all throughout the day. And you should still follow like the good rule of thumb in the sense that don't really drink any caffeine past midday, something like that. But that's a topic for another video. And the third non-negotiable is keeping your house completely empty from junk food. So that's your Oreos, all of that kind of stuff, like the ice cream, anything that tempts you, donuts, anything that you know is bad food is most definitely bad food, right? And that includes takeaways. So you can't get takeaway to your house. That's not like a cheat code. If you want to go out and have dinner out somewhere, then fine. I'm not fucking Hitler, all right? I'm not going to stop you from doing that. And I quite physically can't stop you from doing that. So if you want to go out, the thing is, anyone watching this video is most probably not a millionaire. You're probably not going to be able to afford to go out a lot in the month of January, especially after Christmas and how expensive everything is in the UK now. So I'm not that worried that you're going to overeat by going out, okay? Chances are you'll only be able to go out a few times. And you're still having to force yourself to go out of the house and make it more difficult to actually get that, slightly unhealthier food. Depends obviously what you get. Obviously completely depends what you get, but you're making it more difficult for yourself to get that food into you. So as long as you have no junk food in the house, when you go to the shop, don't even go down the fucking sweet aisle. Don't even go down there. Don't even look at the pastries. I know they're going to be whispering in your ear. They whisper in my ear all the fucking time. I can't even see them and they're whispering in my ear right now. But just stay away. Stay away, okay? Keep your house completely free for 31 days, 0.1% of your life. That's it. And that's it. I feel like I've said that's it quite a few times, but those 3 rules, if you follow these 3 things for 31 days for the entire month of January, I can personally guarantee you, now you can try to sue me if somehow this isn't the case, but I personally guarantee that you will feel so good. You'll be full of energy. You'll have so much belief in yourself that the year actually can be different for you. And you'll have set such a good foundation for the rest of the the 11 months of the year, that I am willing to bet that you won't even really want to drink that much. and eat this unhealthy food, because you'll see how quickly you can sort of get rid of the brain fog and actually start making results. And you feel better about yourself in general. Now, I challenge you to complete those three things for 31 days, and then genuinely, heartfelt, face to face or camera to camera, whatever, look me in the eye and tell me that you don't feel better than you were when you started. That's my challenge. We'll see how many of you actually go through with it. But yeah, those three things. That's genuinely it. I feel like I rambled a little bit, and I have, in a sense, but that is genuinely it. All you need to do is these three things. And as an adult, if you can't do these three things for a month, as a full-grown adult, maybe there are some 14-year-olds watching this. In that case, I'm sorry for my crude choice of French, but to be honest, if you actually can't do that and you're a fully grown adult, I'm actually a bit embarrassed for you. My heart's going out to you. It's not actually going out to you because you just have no self-discipline, but if there's anyone watching this who will go through with what I said, please accept my humble apologies on behalf of all of the absolute degenerates. That's the only word, degenerates, that literally can't find it within themselves or anywhere within their double chins or their massive stacks of pizza boxes. They can't find it within themselves to follow these three rules, these three simple rules for 31 days. Please accept my humble apologies on their behalf, because they are going to be too busy stuffing their face full of pizza in order to apologize for themselves. Right? And if you think that my choice of words is offensive, then that quite possibly says more about you than it does about me, because you wouldn't be getting offended about it if it wasn't true. Right? If I speak, I'm in trouble. Anyway, when you come out of the other side of January, right, like I said earlier, you will be filled with so much energy and so much belief in yourself that it would be almost impossible. It would take a cataclysmic Uno reverse card to be played for you to go back to all of your ways. And I have been there before. I have done that. I know it is possible. But all you have to do is look at the progress that you made in the last 31 days and understand that that's just the beginning, right? You still have another 11 months of the year in order to achieve everything else that you want, right? And that's when the fun really starts. Like, that's when you can really start working towards the life that you actually want to have, and the physique that you want to have, and the mindset that you want to have as well in general. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Drop a comment if you're going to do this. If you at least try to, I want to believe that you guys have the ability to actually do it, right? And I know that you do, but it's up to you at the end of the day. There's nothing that anyone can say or shout at you like I have, that's gonna, stop you from not doing it if you decide not to. So if you actually want your 2025 to be different and you are going to take action, drop a comment. I want to know, because I am, of course, going to be following these three non-negotiables in January myself as well. So let's do it together. Like, we might as well support each other and keep each other accountable. So drop a comment if you're going to do it, and then if you are commenting, then you might as well subscribe as well. Like, the button's right there. You might as well. But yeah, hopefully I will see you on the other side of January, having had a productive month, feeling fucking great, and I'll see you on the other side. That's all I have left to say. Peace.